Hey y'all, what's up?
Playing from Iron Barbie's iPhone.
Sorry about that. So in today's video, I thought I had captured everything that was going on with the printer. However, my phone, you guys know, I have very minimal space and the battery life, or the battery, I guess the battery is bad on this thing, that it overheats, shuts off, doesn't save, or saves half my video and not all of it. Anyway, before that happens, let me cut to the chase. So yesterday, I went to sleep and the XP was printing fine. I had a company from Amazon send me some sheets that I was testing, which I had already tested, and they wanted me to test it again. So I was printing, all the printers took them fine, everything was fine and dandy. I was waiting on the glossy film to arrive and DTG Pro film to arrive. Went to bed because I had ran out of the Amazon film that I did have, and woke up this morning and I found a little pack of sheets that I had and decided to try it. I had two little packs. Or no, sorry, woke up, the film from my local had arrived, and I found a small pack of DTG Pro film. So when I put the film in, I started getting a paper jam error. You'll see it in the continuance. The paper would feed through and it would say there's a paper jam in the printer once the print head went to swipe. I switched the films, flipped the films. I used both my local and DTG Pro's film. Again, I was using Amazon's and it was working totally flawless. So, there were two things wrong with what went down on this printer today. So first thing was that I had changed the paper setting from plain paper setting to premium glossy, only because my film from my local is glossy, so I wanted to see what it would do. But then I went to print with the DTG Pro film and it wasn't working. However, when I put my locals film on the premium glossy setting, it also threw the error of the fake paper jam. So at this point, I didn't know about the setting, and I cleaned the rollers. I taped the sensor, which that sensor is the motor sensor. There's two different types of paper sensors on the XP. The one that everyone talks about to tape did not help. I cleaned the rollers. I took it apart and I took duster all over the printer, through every crevice you can imagine. Took out the back, cleaned it up to ensure that there was no gunk or nothing on any piece. Put it back together. I put both sheets in, still was not working. So then I decided to completely just take the printer apart, because I thought at this point it had reached the end. But I'm like, I'm going to take it apart and fiddle with it. As I'm taking it apart, I realized that it does have a sensor at the bottom. When I look up where the sensors were located, obviously, I knew it was up there. I just didn't know where. I realized that it was on that little green chip. So when I removed my print head and I got to the bottom of that chip, it was soaked in ink. So what I did was, I didn't even have to unplug it. I didn't have to unplug the print head. I flipped the chip reader, because I do have a video of, 1 second, someone's calling me. I have a video of taking apart the print head. So after you take out the print head, you can go watch the video. I'm going to link it below. on how to get to taking apart the print head, how to remove the panels, yada yada, to get to the print head. After you remove the print head, bear in mind that you don't have to unplug anything. So just flip it over while you're there, clean it up, right? You're already taking it apart. At the bottom, there's a screen chip that has one screw and a metal bracket. You will take that one screw, and that metal bracket just kind of has like a little tooth. You'll see it that swoops in, and the screw is what's holding it in place. Take out the bracket, pull the chip, and I took some napkins and just cleaned out the ink. You'll see the sensor in the corner. Clean, 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 and I put it back. When I put it back, I used my film from my local, which was glossy, and remember, in AcryRip, I had changed the settings. Remember, I'd said that. So when I put it all back together, it finally started reading the film, which was great. Again, this was the glossy local. I put the printer from the operating table back to its location where it needs to be, where my everyday print. When I got it there, I had gotten my delivery from DTG Pro, and I decided to use the paper, and it gave me the error. So if you're using the paper, it's obviously not glossy, so the plain setting is ideal for the DTG Pro. When I switched it back to premium, or to plain, I was able to print with my DTG Pro paper, no problem, no issues. And then my glossy film, I was able to print. So what it all boiled down to was I was having two different errors at the same time. So once I had fixed it, I wondered what went wrong. Did I get ink in there again within the matter of moving it from the operating table back to where it belonged? So that wasn't the case. It was just this paper setting at that point. Once I already got the ink out, it was good to go. At this point, it was my paper setting. And no, it wasn't just my paper setting in the beginning, because it was working with the glossy film that I had. I've been testing it, doing some tests the last few days. So it was working. What was new was the DTG Pro film that I had decided to try. So anyway, needless to say, if you're having that phantom paper jam error, more than likely, and you've cleaned all your rollers, you've done the whole shebang, and you're still getting it, you're gonna have to get in there, remove the print head. Real easy, not too hard at all, simple. My son rebuilt it today after I took it apart, and just clean the ink off. And just remember to try not to over flood your inks, or try to get that clean. I was trying to see if there's a way you can seal it and make it waterproof so the inks don't affect it, but I'm not sure, and I'm not gonna test the theory right away. So I did want to point out that I lost a lot of my content that I was recording along the way. Again, I use my flashlight as well, so, the flash or whatever, the light, while I'm recording, so it overheats my phone very easily. It's very simple. If you just go watch the video of how to remove the print head, as soon as you take it out and you look down, you'll see that chip, into which I'm going to show you a picture as well of what that looks like, and that one screw that needs to be removed. You can't get it wrong. It only lays back down one way. All you do is pick it up. You don't need to unplug it, none of that. All right? Thanks for watching. I thought it was a total loss. I'm totally glad that I was able to get it back and running. It's the only real big error that I've had, and I thought maybe I've pushed it to the limits, because it's been the only one that's been running the last 2 days, except for yesterday that I decided to bring out the R3000 to speed up the process. I wanted to shut them down because I wanted to take some days off, but that's not happening. Anyway, Let me know if that fixes your paper jam error for you. Again, join my group, like, comment, subscribe. It helped me. I'm literally printing. I've printed about 5 or 6 sheets already, so it's good to go. Both DTG Pro and my locals paper, so I'm pretty happy about that. Again, I checked the paper setting prior to taking it all apart. But if you haven't changed the paper and nothing has changed, then you have ink in the optical sensor at the bottom. All right, guys. See ya. It's actually the paper with sensor. Bye. There is the sensor. As you see, there's ink in there. I'm going to try to clear it out to see if I can save it. Oh shit, my tray. Oh, mess. Read the paper on the first try. Oh. All right. Just so you can see. Mind you, switch up the paper, glossy. Come on, before my phone dies. No error at all. Alright. So I'm gonna put it in. Okay, so in this setting, I have used the plain paper setting.